Visual or spatial learning. Visual learners understand and retain information most effectively when it is presented in a visual format. They think in images and often translate ideas or instructions into mental pictures. These learners benefit greatly from the use of charts, graphs, infographics, and diagrams to process and remember complex material. Instead of absorbing information through spoken lectures alone, they prefer visual summaries like mind maps and flowcharts that outline key ideas. Doodling, sketching, and using imagery in note-taking are not distractions for them. In fact, these activities help reinforce their understanding. They may struggle to stay engaged in environments that lack visual stimulation or rely heavily on verbal explanations. Visual learners often possess a strong attention to detail and an innate sense of spatial awareness, which can aid them in tasks that require direction following or orientation. Color coding, highlighting, and symbolic icons are especially useful tools that help organize information in a way that makes sense to them. Videos, animations, and demonstrations that break down information visually can significantly boost their comprehension and retention. This learning style tends to flourish in fields that emphasize imagery and spatial relationships, such as architecture, geometry, graphic design, anatomy, and environmental science. Auditory or aural learning. Auditory learners process information best when it is heard rather than seen. They thrive in environments that include lectures, spoken instructions, group discussions, and audio-based materials like podcasts or recordings. Instead of visual notes, they often remember what was said and how it was said, relying on tone, inflection, and repetition to encode information. These learners tend to be highly sensitive to sound and may naturally pick up rhythms, musical patterns, or verbal cues that others overlook. They often benefit from studying in groups where they can verbally process content by explaining it to others or participating in question and answer sessions. Songs, rhymes, and mnemonics are especially effective tools for them, helping them commit information to long-term memory. While they excel in language-heavy subjects like literature, debate, and foreign languages, they may find reading dense text without any verbal component challenging. Background noise, like instrumental music or ambient sounds, can either help focus their minds or become a distraction, depending on their preferences and the task at hand. Reading aloud, recording their own study notes, or listening to books and lectures can significantly enhance their learning experience. Auditory learners often find themselves drawn to careers involving communication, music, public speaking, or language education. Verbal or linguistic learning. Verbal learners excel with language, spoken or written, and enjoy reading, writing, and storytelling. They tend to have a rich vocabulary and enjoy word games, puns, or debates. These learners grasp new ideas through lectures, books, or by articulating their thoughts. They benefit from writing summaries, taking notes, or teaching concepts to others. Verbal learners often perform well in traditional academic settings. They can memorize facts and terms quickly by reciting or rewriting them. They might prefer reading a textbook over watching a video. Writing essays or giving speeches comes naturally to them. These learners may enjoy careers in law, writing, teaching, or communication. They are stimulated by word-based content and enjoy exploring language structure and meaning. Physical or kinesthetic learning. Kinesthetic learners learn best through hands-on experiences and movement. They remember information better when they actively participate in tasks. These learners benefit from lab work, physical models, and role-playing. They often struggle to sit still for long periods and may need breaks to move around. Learning by doing helps them stay engaged and understand concepts deeply. They enjoy building, touching, and manipulating objects. Physical learners often excel in sports, dance, drama, or mechanics. They may use gestures or act out concepts to remember them. Using tools, models, or real-life simulations enhances their retention. Kinesthetic learning is especially useful in fields like nursing, engineering, or culinary arts. Logical or mathematical learning. Logical learners, sometimes referred to as mathematical learners, excel in environments that emphasize structure, reason, and critical thinking. They are naturally drawn to patterns, sequences, and systems that allow them to make sense of the world through logic and evidence. These individuals enjoy working with numbers, solving puzzles, and analyzing cause and effect relationships in both simple and complex scenarios. They often find satisfaction in breaking down problems into smaller parts, identifying relationships among variables, and applying formulas or rules to reach conclusions. Logical learners are skilled at classifying, categorizing, and organizing information in a systematic way, which helps them retain and retrieve data efficiently. They prefer learning experiences that follow clear steps, offer measurable outcomes, and challenge them to think deeply rather than rely on rote memorization. Strategy games, coding exercises, mathematical modeling, and scientific experiments are especially engaging for them, as these activities stimulate their analytical minds. Abstract concepts, such as algorithms, theories, or logical frameworks, are easier for them to grasp than more emotionally driven or intuitive ideas. These learners also tend to be inquisitive and often ask why to uncover the reasoning behind concepts or procedures. Logical learners typically thrive in fields like engineering, data science, economics, accounting, and software development, where critical thinking, quantitative analysis, and systematic reasoning are central to success. Social or interpersonal learning. Social learners absorb information best when interacting with others. They enjoy group work, discussions, and collaborative problem-solving. These learners are sensitive to other people's emotions, ideas, and feedback. They often thrive in team environments and seek out mentorship or peer learning. Role-playing, debates, and interviews are effective tools for them. Social learners benefit from teaching others and working on shared goals. They may struggle with independent tasks that lack interaction. Communication skills are one of their strengths, and they usually make good leaders. These learners often pursue careers in teaching, counseling, or public relations. Learning in a socially rich environment enhances their engagement and retention. Solitary or intrapersonal learning. Solitary learners prefer working alone and using self-reflection to understand concepts. They are highly self-aware and enjoy setting personal goals and tracking their progress. These learners often keep journals, plan independently, and explore ideas deeply. They enjoy quiet environments free from distractions. Solitary learners process information internally and may need time to think before responding. They prefer studying at their own pace and may struggle in group settings. These learners are motivated by personal interest rather than external rewards. They benefit from activities like writing, independent research, and goal setting. Mindfulness and self-assessment help reinforce their learning. Solitary learners are often drawn to careers that require independence, such as writing, programming, or research. Musical or rhythmic learning. Musical learners understand and remember information through rhythm, sound, and music. They often notice patterns in music and can recall melodies with ease. These learners benefit from using songs, rhymes, or chants to memorize facts. Background music can enhance their concentration and mood during study. They often learn best when information is paired with rhythm or tone. Musical learners might tap, hum, or sing while thinking. They enjoy playing instruments, composing music, or analyzing lyrics. This learning style supports language acquisition, especially pronunciation and tone. They often make strong emotional connections through music. Musical learners may be drawn to careers in music, sound engineering, or language arts. Naturalistic learning. Naturalistic learners connect best with the outdoors, living things, and environmental patterns. They learn through observing nature, classifying plants or animals, and understanding ecosystems. These learners often enjoy field trips, gardening, and outdoor experiments. They tend to be curious about the natural world and how it works. Real-world examples from nature help them grasp abstract ideas. They are often interested in sustainability, animals, and environmental science. Naturalistic learners benefit from hands-on activities involving the environment. They may incorporate natural analogies into their learning processes. These learners enjoy spending time outside and feel more focused in natural settings. Careers in biology, conservation, or agriculture often appeal to them. Multimodal learning. Multimodal learners combine several learning styles rather than relying on one. They might use visual aids, talk things out, write notes, and engage in activities all at once. These learners are flexible and adapt their learning based on the situation. They tend to perform well across various types of instruction. Multimodal learners can benefit from switching between learning modes to reinforce understanding. They may take notes during a lecture, then draw diagrams and quiz themselves. Because they use many inputs, they often retain information deeply. They're not restricted by a single method and can thrive in diverse settings. These learners can collaborate well but also study independently. Multimodal learning is ideal for adapting to complex and changing learning environments. If you enjoyed this video, don't miss our next one, Top 10 Solved Religious Mysteries. We'll dive into some of the most puzzling events in religious history that experts believe have finally been explained. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single mystery revealed.